Hello, welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is the first video that I've done so far and it's going to be a work in progress, and I will be reading from some ideas that I've jotted down for this first one because I want to make sure that I get everything across that I want to get across. I'm going to go by the name of Triple D with these videos. All I can say is that I'm a dedicated dad, and like a lot of dads out there, I would do anything for my children, and I want to bring them up in the right way through hard times that we seem to be having now and all that, but I want to try and make a difference. I want to try and discuss and share ideas that we can make a movement that's so powerful and determined that we can make a difference in this country or in this world. You know, a difference for good as well though, because there seems to be a lot of evil. There's a lot of bad things happening out there in this country, in the UK at the moment, but really all across the world it seems to be going like that as well. We've all got our struggles, but in life it's more about how we bounce back from them struggles, because you know, you can have a pretty privileged life if you can get through this life and nothing affects you. So we pretty much all go through them things. Now, I'm no hero through the things I've got through, but they were just battles that I had to face head on. I mean, there's a lot of people out there I know that are getting ADHD and autism, and you know, all these diagnoses are coming through. I was diagnosed myself a few years ago. I'm not one of them who treats it as a superpower. I'd give it back if I could, but obviously I can't. So I've had to deal with it, and for me what it did is it just gave me some answers about things in my past, which was enough for me. Probably the biggest struggle I've got at the moment that's ongoing is something called FND. It's a functional neurological disorder. I'll go more into that in other videos. So if there's anyone else out there that's going through these things, it'll be good to share their stories and anything to do with that, because I know this is something that's not been around for a while, so this is quite new compared to some things. You know, I've actually, how can I put it, I've beaten alcoholism in the past, if I can say it, alcoholism. That was you know, that's always going to be an ongoing battle, but it's a battle that I've won every day. It's coming up for like 16 years, and the way I treat it now, it's a battle that to me, I wouldn't say it's easy every day, but it is something that just happens to be there and it's part of me, but I'll never slip back into my old ways. Yet again, I think in future videos that's something that we can discuss and go into. If people have had their struggles with that, that's something that we can talk about with tips, with ideas, to try and help each other. Now, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of things going on at the moment, and it's hard to try and deal with any personal things that we've got going on when there's crazy stuff going on in this country, and it all seems to be sliding further down into the gutter. But I don't want this channel to be, you know, I want it to be for everyone, but I don't want, as much as possible, I don't want sad people sitting in their bedroom in their pants, tapping away furiously, just spewing out hate to everyone because they're trying to be positive and they're trying to make a difference, or just because they don't agree with certain views. That's not what I want this to be about. Wishful thinking maybe, but that's what I'd like to try and keep it to, because at the end of the day I just want to do some sort of movement, some sort of drive for good, so we can make a change, a difference, and it's a world for our children, our grandchildren, that it's a country, it's a world, it's something that we can all pass on that's worth living. I'm unfortunately, I feel that there's a lot of men these days that are demonised in this country, and their mental health has slipped to pretty terrifying levels. Yeah, again, we won't go into it at the moment, and that can be for future videos. Any men out there that have gone through some of the battles that they've had, and how we can share tips on how we can get through these very difficult sort of battles that it does bring about. Like I said, my views are not going to be for everyone. We're all different people. All I would say is that my views come from, they do come from the heart. I'm quite a passionate person. I don't have views or do things to cause offence. I am quite a loving person at heart, but also that passion as well, though, that does drive me forward, and it does bring a bluntness about it sometimes, and I know that isn't for everyone. I believe, though, that we can make change. Things like exercise, martial arts, comedy, positive thinkings, fit, all them sort of things, though, they can make a difference. You know, and there's a lot more that we can actually do as well, but anything like that can make a difference. So I would like to get us sharing ideas, helping each other, and then see where we can go from that. So if you can like and subscribe to my videos, you know, we can try and make a difference together. Gonna bear with me if you can, just for a little while. I'm finding my feet with this. Try and make this channel bigger, better, get a lot more content out there, sharing ideas with fitness ideas, anything we can do along them lines to bring about some change. So just keep pushing forward, keep moving through these hard times, and until next time, take care.